So, oh, damn. It's a little bit of a weird video for me to make in my purple light, but it came up on my feed, and two things were said in the video that I thought would lead to authenticity. And I realized I haven't made a post about that in quite some time. So, for those of you who don't know, there is a professional Pokemon video game player. His name is Wolfe Glick. He's an American and he's been a multi-time champion for like 10 years already. Um, he came out with a video that said he was basically stepping back from competition. And being the casual fan that I am, I caught wind of it. Here's the thing. He actually went on to explain the reasons why, and they both lead to authenticity. So the first one is, strangely enough, he was getting groped at the World Championships. Anytime he went to the tournaments, there were people touching him inappropriately. Whether they're men or women, I don't know. But I know otakus were like perverts and freaks or whatever. Like, we can get down with some cosplay and really get into it, but why are you groping a Pokemon champion at the tournament? I mean, that's just weird. Um, and the second thing was he was talking about basically his routine whenever he goes to a championship. So these are the authentic pieces that I want to talk about. So, yes, men can be sexually abused, assaulted, we can be sexually harassed. And as much as we sit here and say that, we wish a woman would come up and do certain things to us, it goes both ways, right? We don't want men to do that to us if, for whatever reason, we are heterosexual. We obviously don't want other men touching us. B, as much as I want to say we don't want women touching us either, if you are an attractive woman, we probably will let it slide. But on the flip side, we've seen that happen with women. We've seen quote unquote creepy guys get in trouble for making a move on a woman, whereas if the man was a little bit more attractive, it would be okay. That double standard is not a good thing to have. And for a man to come out and have to say on YouTube that he was touched inappropriately, it is not good, right? Because Pokemon is technically for kids, or it's a family thing, so why are we groping people at the championships? But also because a man should not have to go through that type of attention just as much as a woman should not have to go through that type of attention. So I'm keeping it real. As a guy, I don't want to be touched. I'm going to put it out there. If you are an attractive woman, I might let it slide. But otherwise, no. Like, don't touch me. Same thing with him. And I think a lot of other guys would stand up and say that. And the second thing, Wolf Glick made it a point to go through his routine when he does a championship because he has to travel. So something along the lines of what he said is he would compete, he would do his round, his match, whatever it is, and then he'd go with his friends to like a corner and he would sort of sit and decompress and wait for his next match. He's not out there signing autographs, he's not taking pictures with people, he's not, interacting with the fans necessarily. Not because he has an ego, but honestly because of the opposite, really. A lot of people who are YouTubers, unless they're somebody like Speed or Logan Paul or Jake Paul or whatever. I mean, Speed actually has a lot of insecurities and he's open about it, but a lot of streamers, YouTubers, influencers, a lot of them, and myself included, even though I'm not necessarily an influencer, we use social media and YouTube to overcome our social anxiety and our sort of fears of being out in public, right? There's there's something about putting our intimate moments or our intimate thoughts or trying to create conversation online on the internet that will never go away because somebody else will find it. There's something about that that is comforting. It lets us take those feelings, those thoughts, those moments in that period of time and cement it somewhere. So, by allowing us to get these thoughts out and to sort of put them on the record, even if the record gets buried by algorithms, we're venting and we're taking a piece of ourselves, maybe some of our anxiety, maybe some of our anger, maybe some of our sadness, our depression, even our happiness. We're taking it out and we're removing it from our bodies. We're removing it from our minds. It's a form of self-regulation. If I didn't have these posts about being authentic, they would just be running in my head. And yes, I could journal them, but a journal isn't going to hopefully pass any lessons down to people. Because I've had people come up and tell me, you know, some of what you've said on video is actually pretty interesting, or it helped me in a certain situation. And I'm not like tooting my own horn because it's a very small number of people. But you don't build community without being vulnerable, and you don't help other people without putting some advice. And whether it's direct or indirect, you know, this is a form of doing it. So, and I'm not saying Wolfe Glick is like an inspirational person or anything, but he detailed his social anxiety in his video. And he was explaining how it takes him like almost a month after he's traveling for him to actually regulate himself. And this is a guy who's been to Latin America, he's been to Europe, he's been to like Japan, he's done regionals around the United States, he's probably been to Canada. These championships take like a week. So this guy's traveling, he's gone for a week. And then, if anything, he takes longer than a week to self regulate. He takes longer than a week to come back to his home and feel better about being in his home. So that just came out to me because I think a lot of what the public thinks is that these streamers are egotistical, or we go out in the world and we try to, make everybody pay attention to us. And yes, you have people who do that, and you have people that make money off of it, and they're pretty smart for doing that. But not every YouTuber, every social media person, every influencer is necessarily like that. And in a lot of cases, them getting paid or getting sponsorships or getting brand deals, that's just sort of icing on the cake. For a lot of them, they are just using the platform to regulate. So I just wanted to point that out because I normally, I'll listen to his videos, I'll watch his streams or his Pokemon strategy, just because every now and then, if I want to play, I want to see what's going on. Do I have time to play myself? No, I don't have time. I barely have time. But one of the things that helps me is being able to sit down and play, whether it's with my kids or even if it's just one night to just play and let go. Because I would rather play video games than drink or get high. And even if I go to the gym, I might need to play games still. Because I can sit in a chair and play a game for 4 hours, but I can't be in the gym for 4 hours. I'll crap out after two. So, just the takeaway is these two things. One, right? One, it's not cool to harass anybody. And the double standard that men like being touched is not necessarily, it's a double standard. It's not true. We don't want to be harassed. We don't want to be touched. Come correct to us just like you expect us to come correct to you. And I tell you right now, if women want us to be respectful and approach them properly, they shouldn't be, you know, coming to us in a negative fashion, because that'll get dangerous really quick. Not for me, but I'm just saying in general. And secondly, these streamers, these influencers, yes, they're trying to make money. Yes, they're some of them are annoying. I get it. But a lot of them are using this. It's like acting. Some people go on stage or they get in movies and they act, and it's a way for them to overcome their social anxiety. The internet is just another way to do that. Which is kind of why we have to be kinder on the internet, because everybody has the power to be negative. So keep that in mind. That's kind of it. Just being authentic. So, good night and good luck.